and secretly an Omega Wolf shifter. You already know where this is going, right? And I'm so excited for this release. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk to you about all the book releases that I have my eyes on that are coming during the month of December. So let's get started with the first book. The first book is called Salt and Broom by Sharon Lynn Fisher. This is going to release at the beginning of December. First, this is a story for Jane Eyre lovers out there about a gifted healer that unravels the mysteries of a cursed estate and its enigmatic owner in a witchy retelling of Jane Eyre. This is a gothical historical fiction romance. It's a tale in a world where magic and witchcraft are real, with unique twists on the original story. There still are a lot of parallels to the original Jane Eyre story, with the additions of witchcraft, spell books, and magical creatures. And I think the female protagonist is a witchcraft teacher who travels to a mansion to uncover the mystery behind a curse, and it's there where she meets the owner, who will be, of course, the love interest. This is supposed to be an exquisite story with excellent word building, which makes me really want to pick this book right away. So yeah, now you also have it on your radar, and let me know if you end up picking it up. The second book is, of course, the infamous, the very famous, the one that took the internet by storm, the sequel and final book to Divine Rivals. It's called Ruthless Vows. This is going to be released on December 25th. I cannot tell you a lot about this. What I can do is tell you about the first book. It is a historical fiction romance with gods at war, and it's a rivals to lovers story between Iris and Rowan, who are competing for the same job at a journal. It also has the mystery correspondent trope where they start sending letters to each other without knowing who the other person really is. And the book is just so well crafted and the romance is so well written. These two will just steal your heart. I loved how Rowan was so resolved and determined to show up and stand up for Iris, and I was amazed by how strong Iris was despite all the hardships that life threw at her. She was one of the strongest female protagonists you will ever read about. It is just an incredible story overall that you have to read if you didn't yet. And what's even better is that if you read it right now, you are getting the sequel on the 25th of December, so it's not a long wait at all. And I highly recommend you pick up Divine Rivals if you didn't yet. The third book is called This Cursed Light. This is the second and final book to This Vicious Grace. It's a YA fantasy romance, and this is coming out December 5th. In this book, we follow Alessa, who has a gift from the gods that enables her to magnify her partner's power, but instead, she has killed every partner she has ever touched, and now she doesn't have much time to find a partner before an invasion of demons threatens to devour her home. Also, Alessa's soldiers try to kill her when a priest tells everyone that the island will be saved if she is killed. So what she does is she hires Dante, who is a killer and an outcast, to become her bodyguard. And the story develops from there. People who read this, I didn't read it yet. I got this book from the Fairy Trove sale restock, the last one they did. And I'm so happy I got it. The copy is amazing, and I heard only great things about this book. People who read this said they found it so immersive and that the world building is so fascinating, and I really cannot wait to pick it up. And the cherry on top, it's only a duology, so I'm not throwing myself into a new series. And also, if I did, I mean, it's not a problem for me. I always throw myself a new series without thinking, but yeah, if I love a book, I will not think about if it's a series or not. I would just keep reading every single book in that series. So yeah, The Cursed Light coming out December 5th. The fourth book is one of the most anticipated releases of this year for so many people. Not me, but a lot of people have already read the Plated Prisoner series. I didn't read it yet, but Gold is coming out December 7th. It is the final book in the Play the Prisoner series. This is an adult fantasy romance, and it is the reimagining of King Midas. And I noticed something about this series. People either love it or hate it, but the only thing I'm gonna say is I advise you to check the trigger warnings before going into this, because I heard that the first book is so hard to read at times. It's very emotionally taxing and can be very dark at times. So if you didn't read this series yet, if you are intrigued, start by reading the trigger warnings to see if it's okay with you. The next book is Forged by Malice by Elizabeth Helen. These are two sisters who are writing these books. Two sisters are the authors. The series is called Beasts of the Briar, the book one being Bonded by Thorns. This is an adult fantasy romance, and it's a reverse harem and Beauty and the Beast retelling. We follow Rosalina, whose father goes missing when he was searching for Fae. He's obsessed with Fae, so she starts searching for him until she finally finds him imprisoned in a castle that belongs to 4 Fae princes. So she asks them for a deal, for a bargain to set her father free, her life in exchange for her father's freedom, and the story goes from there. This is a slow burn with fated maids and rejected maids, and it's a reverse harem fairy tale retelling. The 6th book I want to mention is not a new release, it's just re-release from the new publisher that picked it up. It is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I have already talked about Bramble picking up this book in my special edition books that you could buy with no subscription. The new edition of The Serpent and the Wings of Night is going to release December 7th with the revamped dust jacket and hardcover case, and it's beautiful. I already showed it in that video. So yeah, now you know it's going out December 7th. So if you are thinking about it, just pre-order it right now. Next up is an adult contemporary paranormal romance. It's called The Fake Maid, releasing December 5th. We have Noah, who is the kind of guy who keeps to himself and is a cardiologist and is secretly an alpha wolf shifter, but manages to dull his sense so no one knows, because alphas are known to be volatile without a mate, and so he might be considered a risk at the hospital. We also have Mackenzie, who is a fierce sunshine and secretly an omega wolf shifter. You already know where this is going, right? Alphas and omegas are rare in this wolf shifter world, and neither has never come across one before they meet. So stuff happens along the way, and the circumstances push them to fake mate. Not fake date, fake mate, pretending to be mates. People who read the arc said that this book is not only spicy, but has a great plot with complex, fleshed out characters and side characters that add so much fun and humor to the story. And I'm so excited for this release. I mean, look at the cover and the synopsis together. It's a bomb. I'm really happy for this book, and I cannot wait to pick it up. Next up is another adult contemporary romance. It's called This Spells Love by Kate Robb. This is also coming out December 5th. This is a debut rom-com and described to be a witty, whimsical friends to lovers. In this book, Gemma gets dumped by her long-term boyfriend, and she reacts by performing a love cleansing spell to forget all about him, with her sister, her aunt, and her best friend Dax. And she seals the spell with a platonic kiss with Dax. And then she just sleeps and does not think any more of it, does not take it too seriously. When she wakes up the next morning, she realizes that this silly spell has worked. Not only has she never dated her ex, but her life looks completely different. And the worst part of it all is that Dax has no idea who she really is. And to get her old life back, Gemma must reverse the spell before the full next moon. That means she has 1 month to convince a new near stranger Dax to become friends with her in order to get his kiss. But as Gemma carries out her plans, she finds herself falling for him and begins to wonder whether she even wants to go back to the way things were or not. This is supposed to be a sweet but steamy friends to lovers with charming, strong secondary characters and palpable chemistry, and this makes me want to pick up this book right now. I think both of them, I will try to pick them up as soon as possible. The Fake Mate and This Spells Love, because these two books seem so intriguing to me and I really want to know what's going to happen with these characters. So yeah. Next up we have Skin of a Sinner by Evina St. Graves. This is coming out December 12th. This is a dark, suspenseful romance and a lot of people, I am telling you, a lot of people are excited for this book. This is a childhood best friends and second chance romance with an obsessive and possessive main male character. He basically abandoned her 3 years ago and suddenly reappears in her life again in those weird circumstances I'm not going to mention. A lot of people are super excited for this, and people who got the art absolutely loved it. And of course, check the trigger warnings before you pick this one up, because as I said, it's a dark romance with a lot of suspense and it's dark again. So yeah, but check it out because a lot of people seem very, very happy with this release. Next up, we have a new novella by Tessa Bailey coming out December 1st. It's called Same Time Next Year. This is a steamy novella. It's a contemporary hockey romance. This novella is described to be full of hope and humor, tracking a couple's fake marriage for a year after the wild New Year's Eve when they accepted to get married to each other. We follow Britta, who is an ambitious waitress at a popular bar and adored by all, and the bar is a regular hangout for the local hockey club. She has a half-brother on the team and has a strict no dating policy for hockey boys, but she does have a soft spot for one particular player. On the other side, we follow Sumner. He's on the brink of breaking into the NHL, but time's running out because his work visa is about to expire, and on New Year's Eve, the team begs Britta to marry Sumner that very night. But what she doesn't know is that Sumner already has feelings for her, and the story develops from there. If you love Tessa Bailey's romances, I think this is going to be a must read for you. This book just screams fun time, and I'm definitely going to pick it up. And it's a short novella, so it will be a very fast read and a fun one, I hope so. So yeah, that was my last book for this video. If you made it this far, please leave me the snowman emoji and tell me about what book seemed the most intriguing to you. And subscribe so we can become bookish friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!